You didn't know it, but now you know. Girl magic. Oh, girl magic.
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, and welcome to Paws On Animation and another coverage of a pilot and first episode of a new series.
Yes, and today we're covering our first impressions on Marvel's newest anime series, Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Now, this show is an adaptation of a Marvel comic series, and it shows the superhero journey of Marvel's most unlikely duo, a little girl and a dinosaur, literally.
Yes.
Fans have been eagerly awaiting this show for over a year, like we were, because we've read almost all of the original
Comics,
graphic novel comic, and now the first 3 episodes have hit the TV screen. So, just how does it hold up?
And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and notification updates on future podcasts and more to pause videos.
Absolutely.
And they also have some episodes now available more on Disney Plus ahead of TV. So, yeah, great job there.
So, let's tell you a little about the comic before we get started in the series. We actually picked up these copies at the local library.
Yes.
And Rascal is actually the one who discovered this amazing comic, and the comic is truly amazing.
And it was about the first 2 volumes, which covered probably about 10 issues, I believe, altogether, 10 or 12. And the first run showed Lunella Lafayette, who's supposed to be one of those kid geniuses or prodigies that everyone underestimates. So it was kind of like, Jimmy Neutron or Dexter. But in this case, it's taken a little more seriously than just having a secret lab or doing the invention. They're aware she's a genius, but they kind of just don't do much about it. They just like, you gotta go to regular school like other kids, and that's pretty much it. So, and what the conflict is for the comic is that she has no friends.
And she's frustrated because she says no one listens to her or pays attention to what she says.
Right. And then in comes Devil Dinosaur, who's actually from the past, and they have this.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not.
I don't want a future of dinosaurs.
Yeah, that'd be scary. And they actually show the original Moon Boy, who they immediately take out, make room for Moon Girl. And for this one, they sort of have the almost Planet of the Apes type scenario, and they end up going forward through time and bringing the dinosaur to the present. And once Moon Boy is gone, the T-Rex is loose in the city. That's when Luna finds him.
And there are some hilarious things that happen, as well as some heroic things. And you find out how she truly feels, what she's made of.
Yeah.
And somehow, just like with Superman, the family and nobody knows it's her.
Yeah, even though she kind of looks the same in her costume.
And what made this series enduring for me is seeing this little girl, as you said, having this issue of feeling not listened to, not appreciated. Her family loves her, though. Make that very clear in the comic. That's definitely translated, that they love her.
Right.
But she feels lonely, and then the universe sends this dinosaur. And at first, she's like, you gotta go back. You gotta go. You can't stay here. And then she comes to make friends with him. Not quickly, not within the next frame, not overnight. But you see the friendship and the rapport develop between she and the dinosaur, who cannot talk in the book. And it becomes endearing because as she becomes friends with the dinosaur, you can see her beginning to open up to her classmates, to the alien boy who has a crush on her. You get to see her have character development, and that is one of the reasons we absolutely love the comic. Now for the series, which is nothing like the comic at all except in name.
Yeah, and I know there will be people that have read it and say, well, this is following with the devil coming in. But no, actually it takes some more, like Rise of the TMNT, and it's the same animation studio, Flying Bark Studios. They worked on the same animation for this as well. And it seems like the theme for this studio is that they do heavily comedic reboots of shows. And yeah, I know it wasn't a TV show before, but it technically is a reboot because they kind of altered the story.
They completely altered the story.
And in this version, it's really taking more of a comedic than action thing, and people are assuming the action and story are coming later. Luna now lives on the the Lower East Side of New York, because she kind of really didn't know where she lived. It was just
Right.
New York, but they made it more specific. She has a much larger family now.
And now she has a friend that she never had in the book.
You're right.
And it totally changes the character in terms of what you loved about what the character, as she was written, offered in the comic versus here. To me, this is a totally different character.
Yeah,
This
it
not
kinda
the Lunella
is, yeah.
of the comic.
Right, and Lunella, is way more upbeat in here, where she kind of had to build up to being more upbeat and happy and having friends and a team and her family and all that. They really had to go way further into it before she reached that point. But in here, they wanted the kids and stuff to be more energetic watching it, so Lunella is happy off the spot. There really isn't any struggle with her in the beginning.
Now, two things I like to mention. One, you can see the influence of Proud Family.
Yes.
Of Class of 3000.
Yes.
And it was one more we mentioned that we thought
Actually, Rise of the TMNT, because
Yes.
it's their old show.
Definitely. And two, you don't have the opportunity for anyone, kids, teenagers, whomever, who would have watched the show as written in the comic, to relate to Lunella and maybe have someone they can use as an inspiration to come out of their shell
Right.
and to make friends and to relate to.
Right.
That's absolutely gone. And we're not saying anything's wrong with this character. What we're saying is just it's totally different from the comic.
Exactly.
So the way we're looking at it is two different things.
Right,
This is
it's
not
their
the
own
comic.
thing.
Right. Now, the great things about the show we love. One, that Lawrence Fishburne is the producer and the creator, because I love him.
Yes.
I've seen him in so many things.
That was a
and
shock.
That is one of the best things that I ever screen, except for he does play a villain in here, that about this series. We're just happy and ecstatic for him that he's gotten to do something else that shows other talents he's had we didn't know he had.
Right.
Two, the animation is gorgeous, very colorful,
Yes.
very bright, very vivid and lively.
It's like a pop-up comic book, yes.
And the characters, there's a lot of diversity in here.
Yes,
There's
quite a
tons
bit.
of it. There should be no one saying they're not represented, because they really took time to make sure that everyone could see themselves in here and be represented, which is a great thing and one of the rare things we've seen Disney do.
Right.
They started with Encanto. Looks like
Yeah.
they're continuing.
Right. And another great thing is the soundtrack. And it
Yes.
looks like they are going, like, as you said, Class of 3000. They're going to try to have a song or music video every episode, more into the fights. Like, the fights are choreographed to be a dance fight type situation. So the songs that they pick are actually pretty good.
Yes,
Every
definitely.
single one we've heard, including the main theme song for the show, have been spectacular. And that's probably the highlight of the show, if not just the animation, is the music. You actually are having fun and feel good when you listen to it.
Definitely. We love that she gets along with her family, and she has a complete family. The mom hasn't been killed off, normal
Right.
Disney style.
Right.
Or the dad hasn't left and just disappeared.
Right.
I love that there's a family unit, and I love it.
Yes, this time they added some grandparents for her.
Right, and you'll hear a couple of people that may be familiar or maybe not, depending on, actors that you watch on TV. And as again, as we mentioned, Lawrence Fishburne actually appears in here as a villain. And Alfred Woodard is the voice of the grandma, who sounds like Sugar Mama. There's
Yeah.
no way not to think Sugar Mama when you hear her. But those are some of the things that we really like and appreciate about this version. Now, for us, the pilot was better than the first episode that aired later.
Yeah.
The pilot was great. You got this feel that was supposed to be fun, exciting, and I love her hairstyle.
Yeah.
It's different from in the book, but I love her hairstyle for the animated
Right.
series.
And we learn she gets it later on in the comics,
Yes.
so that's what they went after.
Yes. And you get that you're supposed to have fun. And unfortunately, having so much fun for me is one of the negatives about this series. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's a whole different concept. But, I'll take that back. Maybe later we'll get to see her encounter some things.
Yes,
Maybe
that's
in the
what
beginning,
people are expecting.
yeah, they wanted it to be fun. So
because the
let's-
turtles.
Let's scratch that. I'm gonna take that back until I watch more episodes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna retract that statement.
Okay.
Because yeah, maybe she will have some challenges that you'll get to see her get through. Maybe she'll have some fun getting through them, and then she won't be getting through them alone.
Right.
Which is also a plus.
Which is a thing that people have said for Rise of the TMNT, where it started off really off the wall crazy, and then all of a sudden, one entire season full of lore and action and stuff. And for me personally, if you want to have that in there, I would like it to be kind of hinted at in the beginning, and then you know what's coming sooner than later, because I kind of don't want to see a show that shows me one thing and then it tone shifts incredibly like a whole new show the very next season or further down the line.
But that seems to be their style.
Yeah, now. So, yeah, that looks like it's going to happen because there's a villain that Lawrence Fishburne is going to voice called the Beyond, and people are really excited to see him because they love his design. They love it. He's voicing the character. So, they're guessing that when this
and he does
villain,
not sound like the villain from Osmosis Jones.
Right.
He's got a different voice.
Right. So, I'm guessing people are waiting for the character to come in, and that's when the action superhero tone comes in, because you kind of had a taste of it in the beginning, but it was more of like, you know, when a kid becomes a superhero, it's just all about helping people, having fun, stop some bad guys. It's really easy going, and that's kind of what they deliver in the first one. They
Definitely
really don't.
in that pilot.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's just, oh, the dinosaur is here. Now we're gonna be a teen. Now we're gonna have fun. This is what a kid would think being a superhero is, until you get older, and then there's a lot of complexity and stuff. So I'm guessing they're gonna slow burn it and then get to it a little later, and that's probably why they jumped all of the story into the meeting and becoming friends instantly.
Absolutely. And then the first episode after the pilot hit differently than the pilot. You can tell it had a different mood.
Mm-hmm.
So there are three things that I hope get improved and do better. One of them is not having every fight scene look like a music video. I want to see some action and fight scenes. And when you're watching that first episode after the pilot, it's like you're watching snippets of a music video, and you couldn't get into it.
And it was in a music video when they showed the entire theme song for the show. They used clips from the pilot, so
Maybe-
that's what they were made for.
Maybe they should have edited where there was longer fight scenes.
Right.
That's just me personally, how I feel.
Right.
And how do you feel about that?
I think you're right. It could work if it looked like there was way more action feel than music video. Because music video, they could just cover up easily, and then the fight's over, and you felt like you didn't see anything. So I think they could improve that and probably flow it enough to where it looks like you're watching an action scene with the music, and it's choreographed well with the beats.
Yes. And two, as I did mention, I do hope we get to see her have some challenges that she works through
Because
with the help of her friends and family.
right.
And that will work. And three, I hope they make it more friendly for all ages. It looks like for this pilot and the first episode we've seen, it's targeted specifically for kids. And to me, that's a mistake, like they did with Artemis Fowl for the books, marketing them for elementary when clearly those books were for all ages. I
Right.
think they could have something here that's for all ages.
Right.
Everyone appreciates, like Bluey.
Yes.
I mean, Bluey has become an international phenomenon because it's something anyone can watch and love. It would be great if they did this for Lunella, Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and the whole series as well. Since they probably only have so many episodes completed, hopefully they're still working on others. Maybe
Right.
they
They
will
got
endeavor.
renewed. So
Awesome. So maybe they'll endeavor to do that in the future, make it where it's more friendly for everyone and get more viewers and more exposure and more people who actually tune in to see it.
right.
Unfortunately, right now on Twitter, we're not seeing a lot of reception. The posts aren't getting high likes or high retweets.
Right.
And I think it's because, one, most people don't know about this comic series.
Right.
Two, it's being marketed specifically for children, which is just not a real good move.
Yeah.
So Disney, I hope you're listening. It needs to be marketed so that they know that more than children can enjoy.
Right. And my last thoughts are most specifically on the second episode we saw. And that one was about a troll. That is the fight against a troll who's actually a real troll. And yes, it's exactly how you think. It's an internet troll that sits all day and talks about Lunella as a superhero, and she gets into like a battle of words with him online all day, does nothing else but harp on it, even though they tell her you don't have to focus on it. And the more she focuses on it, the bigger the troll grows. And yes, he looks like comic book guy, because that's how all trolls look in animation now.
And yes, he reminded you of one of the first episode of the rebooted Proud Family series.
Yeah, and it kind of was like, well, you got this show, these characters that most people haven't heard of, and the first thing they try to do, because apparently they want to appeal more to teenagers with the daily issues and struggles, so they decided that dealing with trolls would be a relatable episode. So it looks like a lot of the episodes are going to deal with what teens deal with, like anxiety, the bullying, the social standard, all of that, and how do they come into contact with that, find a resolution and everything. But they kind of tell the resolution, stop dealing with the troll. And she kept doing it the rest of the episode.
Right,
it's like,
right.
Leave it alone. And heck, the troll was actually giving her more views even with the insults, so they said it was free publicity. She should have been writing that instead of arguing.
So if you're looking to have fun, seeing some great animation, seeing the input and the idea Lawrence Fishburne had for adapting this comic series, if you want to see a series during Black History Month that features an MC character that is African American,
Yes, and this was huge for them to have.
and you don't have Disney, then tune in to the Disney Channel and watch the episodes. They actually are rerunning the pilot as well as the series that have aired so far.
Right.
If you've seen Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, I'll say Dinosaur Devil, and Devil Dinosaur, let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you love it? Do you like it? Is it something you don't think you can get into? Have you read the comics entirely, or some of them like we have? Let us know in the comments. And again, if you haven't seen it, it's available on your cable station, on Disney Channel to watch. If you have Disney Plus, check it out. Come back and let us know what you think. We will be tuning in Saturday for the next 2 episodes airing on the Disney Channel.
Right.
To see where they go with it. And we're going to try to hang in there at least for the entire first season to give it a true opportunity and a chance to see where it goes. Again,
Right.
love Lawrence Fishburne, so if for nothing else, I want to stick with it for him.
Right. So, if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos on your favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation. And hopefully we'll be covering maybe season 1 of the show itself once it's done airing on TV and on Disney Plus.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for watching.
I'm Rascal.
Ah, wait a minute, you're not Rascal.
No, you're right.
I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mama Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
And thanks for subscribing.